there really is nothing better than a white snowman that will attack you and eat you in the middle of the night. Yeti, everyone. Yeti. It's funny, like I got this new mic and it's really good. It sounds really good, but it picks up like every single sound, which is kind of crazy. Yeah.
So, it's a condenser mic, right?
Yeah. I didn't know, man. I've never used a mic. Like, who knew that I was ever going to be a YouTuber? Yeah, this is our awesome like community stream with communities of the Uplift, and we got somebody that I really appreciate and respect on the stream. I've had you on before, Joe, and it was really fun. And Cowie's going to ask you like tons of difficult questions that is just going to put the spotlight on you. That's that little glow you see on the side of your screen.
Yeah, it's really good to have Joe here. I mean, he's actually, we can speak a little bit about that afterwards, but he's hosting my uncle's art as well in the ArtVndngMchn collection, which is super cool. It's something I was wanting to do for a while, because I since I started in the space, I see so many cool things around, and I always had in the back of my mind, I have an uncle that I really appreciate, and I like. He's a true artist, always been. And then Joe posted up one day and just saying, we're looking like for another artist to just join us and stuff. I'm like, well, please take a look at this. And he was immediately like, oh, it's really cool. Like, please check with him. So after that, I mean, since I'm on it, I'll already do a little bit of an introduction here, which is, I'll just mention quickly that I was representing my uncle. He doesn't speak English very well. Or at all, and I was representing him in one of Joe's, internal meetings with the artists and stuff. And the positivity that goes around is just incredible. Like, you guys are doing a great job. Like, it's related to charity. You help others. Like, it's just that it's all good. So if you want to just introduce yourself as well, and the collection of the ArtVndngMchn and what you're doing with it, that'd be really cool.
Thanks. Yes, thank you both for having me. It's great to be back. And I'm Joe Chiapetta. My wife and family, we live in California, originally from Chicago. And I've been an artist and art collector. And I'm leading a project on the Wax blockchain called ArtVndngMchn. And what it is curated art that is a mix of both established artists, well-known artists, and also upcoming artists. And we help each other out, do some mentoring. For this, we've already had one collection come out. The second collection is going to be coming out on July 10th. And it's exciting because the art just keeps, it started out great and it just keeps getting more exciting and exciting. And then we have a space in the Uplift World where we're building a gallery and starting to show the art there too. So a lot of cool things going on.
Yeah, it is really cool. You guys have a pretty big gallery that you guys are building, right? And I saw that recently you got a really nice billboard installed by Jen, our official installer.
Yeah, that was so cool. That was thrilling to watch her do that. Like, basically, I was like no, a little to the left, a little, no, this way, and oh, can it be bigger? Oh, sorry, can it be over? So it was like I was kind of like the pointer, but she was actually making it happen, and she was incredible. Just watching that happen, I've never experienced anything like that.
It's super really cool, right? Like, it's almost like a real world installation, but you got to think about different kinds of mechanics instead of, but you have a lot less limitations as well in the size and everything that you want to do, right?
Yeah. And actually, while she was putting it up, I was fighting monsters. And I had my sword out, and I was getting attacked by some, I don't know all the names in Minecraft. I'm still kind of new to it. But there was some, like 4 green monsters were attacking me. And I actually killed them, which was a big deal for me.
Yeah, no, it's really cool that you actually managed to do that, scare them off. I'm pretty sure it feels like you were actually doing something in it, right? Like, she was installing it, you were providing the support, the backup. It's super cool.
It was crazy.
That's actually a service that we're gonna offer in the Uplift with the picture installation, and it's going to be available for people to use their Upliftium in the future. So whoever earns Upliftium in the game, they're going to be able to use some of it to actually get pictures up in their plots and do cool things like that. So I think that we can even start actually sharing your plots coordinates so that people, if they want to go there and just check it out, they should be able to. Let me see if I can find them here.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Let's see. I have it somewhere.
Okay. So if you have it, it's easier.
Yeah. Let's see.
Well, they're actually in the description in the link below. I can grab them.
Oh, good. Okay, cool. So it's on the
Yeah, and while Jimmy does that, are you going to get in game as well and show us a little bit of your plot? Like, what's the idea?
Yeah, I can go there now. I'm actually in. You want me to share screen?
Yeah, you could do that. So while you pull that up as well, I just wanted to briefly touch on another subject because this is the show to show what you're developing and talk about your project. But I want to just briefly touch on the people watching as well on the Uplist, because there's a lot of people talking about it. And we've been talking about kind of loosely the way we do things. Like Corey just drops audios and we drop a few messages and people are not really sure about what the Uplist is. The Uplist is basically the Uplift World's whitelist for drops and promos and things like that. We don't know exactly what it's going to be used for in the future, but we're going to start off by a drop that's going to be happening pretty soon. And this drop is going to have a crazy promo for whoever is in the list, which is essentially like almost I can say it's pretty much like a buy one get one deal, right? And that's really, in my opinion, that's crazy that we're doing something like that.
Well, I mean, you can say whatever you want. Now, I don't know whether people should believe you, but what people should know, what people should know by now is that our organization always brings it and then some. So yeah, just take that with a grain of salt.
I'm only mentioning this because I heard Corey's message in the group. I'm like, yeah, well, I mean, it's pretty awesome, you know.
Yeah, essentially, there's going to be a couple of new surprises that are going to be hitting, and there's going to be some cool new things. So if you're at all interested in the Uplift, in land in the Uplift, you're going to want to find somebody who is an influencer who has a list that you can get your name put onto it, because you know, battling things like bots and is a constant thing, right? And we're in the business of building communities, and we want to build these communities of real people that, you know, want to interact. And so that's kind of the point of the list, is to allow people who are a part of your community to, you know, get to be a larger part of your community in the metaverse, right? So, I mean, Joe, like all of your friends and stuff, like you'll be able to invite them, and it'll be pretty sweet, I think.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. We wanted to find a solution, right? Like to get people, real people in, and people who are gratitude-focused people, positive people, and yeah, no better way than just inviting all the people that we already like to get their favorite people and add them to the list, and then it creates this chain reaction, which is awesome.
Yeah, I think I'm grateful to be on it. And I think it's going to be a go-to desired list for other projects. Hey, can we use your list? You know, so I think it's.
I was thinking about that today.
It's going to be.
About that. Yeah,
it's a great list.
Yeah, I think so too. I think. I hope that we can achieve this. You know, it's the first iteration of the list. We'll see how it plays out, but I'm happy that this is happening. Like Jimmy said, like go and reach out to the people who work with us, like the partner projects. Everyone's being and can be on this show still. Every one of them have been offered a list to add others to it. And if you already have done something incredible for this community, or you're working on a really nice project in the Uplift, you can just hit us up as well on our main channel and explain to us why you think you should be on the list. Just don't be too pushy and just say, just give me a spot and, you know, answer or anything, because we want people to be positive and just be nice to each other, right? Okay, I think that's enough, because we're here to talk about your project in the Uplift. Do you have that ready to show us now?
Yeah. It's not. Do I need to share my screen, or do you do that?
Yeah. You can share your screen.
Yeah, share it. And so yeah, if you happen to be in game, you can go to 3320, 2362 in the gratitude sector. I have a funny story actually. The first time I had Joe on the show, Corey and I had Joe on the show. We were in his plot, and we went and we decked it out. We put some trees in there for him. It was this idea that we had that, you know, sometimes we still do. We just went and built with people, and Joe was in game, and we did that. And then Corey left because he had to go to a meeting or something. But me and Joe, we were just like, oh, let's just hang out and finish off this thing. And so I said, okay, Joe, we didn't put the gratitudes up yet, so let's put the gratitudes up. So I put a couple of gratitudes up, and I said, you know, Joe, why don't you put your gratitude up? And he goes to put a gratitude up, but he can't do it. It won't work. Like, he can't put the sign up, and he can't figure out what's going on. And in the end, we figured out that we had actually put the gratitude wall like beyond his reach, just beyond his reach. It was pretty great.
Just after the invisible barrier of his plot.
Yeah. So I'm hoping that we can do some gratitudes over there today on a wall that you actually do have a manageability over.
That would be awesome. Yes. Are you seeing my screen now?
Yeah.
And this looks a lot different from when I saw it. This looks great.
That does look pretty great.
Yeah, and when you made those, when you started adding all those things that we thought was my plot, our neighbor sure got a lot of cool stuff. So you planted trees. It was just beautiful. I'm like, oh, my neighbor. Oh, it's nice to look at my neighbor's stuff. But yeah, my son Luke, he did the main build for the main building that we could see straight ahead. It's kind of like like a giant gem. I don't know what shape that would be called. And then I started doing some of the abstract art that's projecting out of it. And then of course this is like the billboard here for the this is actually in series 2. So as I said, ArtVndngMchn has two collections so far. The first one already came out, and the second one's coming out in July 10th on wax, and it'll be fine art wrapped in randomized packages. So like this, what we're looking at is actually an edition of 1 in the ArtVndngMchn, and as the imagery suggests, you just don't know what's going to come out. It's randomized, but it'll be like a bunch of different fine art pieces together, and then you open your pack and you'll get at least 4 pieces of fine art with various different levels of rarity. And so yeah, this will be one of the pieces in there. And then there's also some the French community, really the French wax community loves the project too. So I always now and then try to put some French language type things in there. So if you can see bonjour rarette, it means hello rarity. I think it means hello rarity. So, and maybe this woman's name with the green hair is her name is Rarette. So that's that piece. And this is where I was fighting off the monsters right here while Jen was building. So I got my sword out, but we'll go inside. We'll go inside because there's a few more pieces that we already put up. And once I get more Upliftium, we'll put some more up. We'll put some art. This is a new feature in the Uplift, so they just got me to get in there and do it. And of course, you got to watch out for the lava. And so, yeah, you can see here it is. But we're going to go inside, and eventually this whole structure will be filled with art from the collection. That's the plan. And, you know, some will be from Series 1, Series 2. You can actually see one of the pieces through the walls there. That's actually a self-portrait that my daughter Anna did. And she's actually an experienced crypto artist. She's had a number of pieces that have sold already on Maker's Place, and she's also on wax too. So yeah, you could see. Let's see. I'm getting a little better with my navigation. No, not so good. Okay, give me a second. Okay, I'm on dry land. I'm on solid ground, I should say. So let's see if we could. Okay, so yeah, so now you're inside the structure, the ArtVndngMchn, And you can see two pieces here, and here there will be NFTs. Let me just go to flat ground. I can do that. And solid ground, yeah. So yeah, here's a portrait, and eventually I'll add some labeling here. But we just put this in, like, I think Friday or Thursday, and then there'll be more pieces here. This is also another piece in the center here where the lava is flowing. That's just a piece I made inside. It also continues outside as if it's coming outside of the art vending machine. And then here is an actual piece in the collection as well in series. So this one's in series 1, and the other with portrait is in series. I'm sorry, the portrait is going to be in series 2, but this one is called Soft Surreal Architecture. That was actually made by my son, and what he did was this is actually a Lego house structure that he built, and then we get together for family time sometimes and just build with Legos. And he's 20. He doesn't play with Legos much anymore, neither do I. But when we do, we just, we like to go to town and have fun. And then he ran that through a bunch of AI, and this came out, and it's a wonderful piece.
That's super cool. Well, I mean, you guys are already experienced builders then. If you're doing a lot of Lego in real life, Minecraft shouldn't be too much of a mind bender then.
Yes, the only surprise for me, because we've played. The kids are the one who turned me on to Minecraft years ago. I'm just going to show you a little close up. You can see how crazy it is. It's pretty cool. But yeah, the difference is the whole, because I used to play in creative mode, and then the kids kind of graduated to survival mode. So because the plot in the Uplift here is in survival mode, I've got to kind of know my stuff. And that took time, I was just kind of freaking out about stuff. But I realized, you could, if you die, it's not the end of the world. And this is the inside of another piece, and it's called Safe Organic Lava. That's the working title right now. I'm still working on it, but it's like a giant piece. And then we can go up here and see if I don't die. I'm just going to show you the view here if we can get up there. Let's see.
Yeah, I can definitely feel all the artistic vibe. It's interesting. It's a survival build, but it's not very just architecture focused or just functional. It's definitely way more focused on the art side and the creative, use of blocks and all that. That's pretty nice.
Yes, I'm excited. I mean, we have. Oh, I just fell again. Sorry, guys. So we have like 15 different artists in the next collection. The collection that's coming out on July 10th. And I'm super excited to get their work in here too, because I'm stuck. I don't know why I'm stuck.
I think you're going to have to jump a little bit on the edge of that block, because there's a block right above you.
Okay. Normally that doesn't happen, but I might just take that out. That's weird. All right, I'll have to take that out. But yeah, the art that they're putting in is really, really nice. Okay.
You'll need to get the other one out as well, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's going to work.
Yeah, it's weird. Normally I could jump up there. I don't know what happened. Okay, there we go. So yeah, let me just show you this. So you can see this is an abstract piece, the rectangle, the tall rectangle up ahead. That's a piece we're working on. That's just an in-game piece of art. And eventually we'll tokenize that and put it in maybe one of the series, a future series. So you can see some of the art down below. And here's the back side of the piece. But all this level will all have art in it too. So this is like the upper deck. Well, this is actually the middle deck. And then there's going to be another level that we'll be putting art in. And then eventually I'll have like gallery talks here where the artists can all come in and do a gallery talk, a gallery tour. So yeah, there'll be art, along the walls here too. So This is all like a crazy glass floor. You can look down and there's not, it's harder to fall from here, but it's probably possible. There's some openings. Like now I just fell.
Yeah, fair.
So yeah, so that's that's the space. It's getting pretty exciting. So yeah,
I like it. It's very open, very spacious and open, and yet like it's got a lot of natural light coming in. It's I like the space. I'd like to be in this place in real life.
Oh man, well that's a compliment. I appreciate that. That's that's really what we were going for. To have people that really wanna, well, yeah, I want to be here in real life, and let's somehow make that happen. So here's another view of one of the two in-game pieces, and it extends far above this thing, and so I'll be adding more to it. But yeah, as Jimmy, as you were saying, here's the edge of my plot right here, and we built the gratitude wall on the other side. Well, he built it, but I couldn't get to it. And then we have our wall here, our gratitude wall here.
Yeah, I mean, let's do some now. We're here, so that's cool.
Okay, cool. Oh, the lighting's not so good here. I don't know what. Got the. Okay, yeah. So let's see. I don't know if I have signs on me. Are you guys in the game too, or no?
Not at the moment. I think you can with the wood that you have. You probably you have some signs there.
Okay, yeah. Let me do that.
Then.
Okay, I have 4. Oh, I have enough. Okay, cool. Yeah, I would need to label the art too. So, but yeah, why is it so poorly lit here? It never used to be like. Is it? I don't know why that is. Huh.
Yeah, might be just the structure above it making a little bit of a shade.
Or maybe it's my. Can you guys see it well or no?
Well, I can see enough. Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, let's put. Okay. So, who wants to do another? Do you want me to do one, or who wants to do one?
I can go.
Okay.
So I am grateful for Joe's or you can put the art vending machine then, I guess, because then it includes your family and everyone. For art vending machine, how do you say that? Let's just put good heart when designing their collection. I don't know if you can put all that, but
Good-hearted collection.
Good-hearted decisions. I guess that you can just put that. I just mean to say that I like that you guys take into consideration helping others while you do what you do.
Awesome. Does that look good?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, cool.
I'll go. I'm grateful for Uplift World, art and art galleries.
And is Jimmy IE or Y?
Yep, that's right. Why?
Y. Okay. Okay, cool. Cool. And oops, I won't. Let me do another one.
You have to, yeah. I think there needs to be a space. I don't think you can put it there.
Oh, okay. Oh, there we go. Grateful for the spirit of Cowie and Jimmy to serve and inspire. Okay, cool. Awesome. And I'll work on getting that better lit. Maybe there must have been some torches here that somebody else took out and used. I don't think I have any torches. I gotta make some more. But I'm slow. I'm slow at still making those things. My son does a lot of this, but I'm getting. That's looking cool. And then I also want to put another one maybe a little further out here. Another like a gratitude wall surrounded by art. I may put some art here next to it. Or, I remember we just put this there in the beginning when I didn't have as clear of a vision for the land. But this is coming along nicely. This is really coming along nicely. There's
I agree. I was gonna ask you about that too. I know that you said that Luke's helped you with that. Like, did you actually get any more of your family members into the game? Like, did they take a look at how the plot's looking and contribute with opinions and stuff?
Yeah, so there's another fella that's helped out somewhat. He hasn't spent a lot of time on it. His name is Miles. He's a friend of the family. And he actually helped start the lettering on ArtVndngMchn on the left side that you can't see. And then there's another fellow named Owen who he has helped out with just getting resources, and he thinks it's really cool. And yeah, my wife is not so much of a gamer. She likes real life stuff more, but she does think this is cool, and she has very strong opinions about you need to have art that's like she preferred the portrait there.
Okay.
So like something big that you could see from far away, because with Minecraft there is a lot of visual excitement everywhere. So something that's very large and simple does stand out. So, and she's right. So she's got a great eye for stuff.
Yeah, no, it does make sense. I was talking a little bit about that. I think it was earlier today. I got lost now. There's a few of these interviews. I'm not as used as Jimmy in talking to as many people in a short period of time. But one of the interviews that we did, I was talking about that the blocks in Minecraft, when you look at them up close, they're not. It was with Alex from the Grim Folks. Because he was saying, about the aesthetics of Minecraft, like it's not that attractive when you first come to it. It's all blocky and the resolution isn't that high. And when you look at the blocks up close, they're maybe not much. But the good thing about it is when you step out and you can really see from perspective, right? Which is maybe something similar to what your wife's looking for. It's just something that you can see from a distance, and there's contrast, and you can clearly appreciate the art, I guess, right?
Yeah, I think it's kind of depends on the person's preference. Like when I just look at this, I'm able to, like, I'm blown away.
I like it as well.
Yeah, like I like what my son built, like is amazing, and then I think having the kind of abstract art piece coming out as if it's coming kind of extending out, vending out from the center to the left, that safe organic lava piece that we're calling it right now. Yeah, to me, that's absolutely art. But some other people are like, no, you need more of like a traditional piece of art. So what's cool about ArtVndngMchn is the artists, they have a wide variety of what they do. And, some are the traditional folks who, they really are working on, kind of old school, like your uncle, Larth. I mean, his stuff is like legit art that you expect to see, at a very serious painting gallery, influenced by modern artists, but certainly his own voice altogether. And it's inspired, semi-realist artist that, is kind of in the vein of some of the surrealists, somewhat a little bit of realism in there. I think he's fantastic. And then you also have the others who are using more of the latest tech tools, like my son, and Rare Skrilla is also in the project, and he does a lot of stuff with photo manipulation, images that are then run through AI, animation. I think I might hear some monsters, so I'm a little distracted. Oh, there's one.
Oh, he's just right there. Yeah.
Now, I gotta tell you guys, this used to freak me out. I was like, son, help me. I didn't know what to do. But now,
Yeah, I mean, you seem super confident now. Like, I hear some monsters. Let me just deal with it, you know?
I just a few weeks, I'd be freaking out. I'd be just like, oh no, this is terrible.
He dropped a gold ingot even. Yeah, that's super cool. I agree with you that I think the strongest point of the ArtVndngMchn collection is the variety, right? Like of things that you can see in there. It's so rich that you can, you know, like you said, artists that come from a really traditional background and approach art in a more traditional or old school way, and then some others that actually have the opposite and the latest tech, you know, and implement that so well. That's super cool. And I was really super happy because I wasn't sure how fine arts was gonna do as well. Like, we have a little bit of it, of course, like, and Blue already brings a little bit of that, you know, with the Uplift art, and there's other collections that do something similar. But I wasn't sure. Like, Wax is a lot of gaming and, you know, collectibles and cards and things. And I wasn't sure like how that collection was gonna do. I was really rooting for it to do super well, and it did. Like, it sold out in seconds, maybe. I don't even know. It was really, really good. I was super happy to see that. How did you guys react to it?
I was praying, I think, that it would sell out in like the first hour, and then sometimes I'd be even more faithful and pray to sell it in the first 10 minutes. I never expected to sell it in the first 26 seconds, but that's what it did. And that was like just a little over a month ago that the first collection came out. So yeah, we were absolutely blown away. You know, I figured I knew it would do well because we had a lot of like we had a bunch of crypto art OGs in the project. So I knew it was going to do well. I just didn't know the demand was that high. So that's really exciting. And the art, a lot of the untold story of this is like the art in this tells a story, not a cohesive story, but the artists are really putting out some of their best work. And art critics, I know that art critics are going to be writing not about how cool NFTs are and how they change the world and all that. That's honestly, that's kind of getting boring to me. But I think what they're going to tell the story of the art, which is really why we're here, you know, to communicate through art, because that's another language. So
yeah, for sure. I'd like to see all of the art projects that are really art focused, you know, coming in gratitude as well. And it would be really cool to see, not just in gratitude actually, but everywhere. At some point, like, to have tours that just tour the art galleries, and they have maybe themes. You know, it would be super interesting to see people coming into the server just to go and look at art, right?
Well, there's a couple of things that we can talk about on that. But first, I kind of want to get to Morten Matt D's question. Yeah, there's not really any perks. Like, you know, I work for projects that are paying for picture installs in Upliftium. So yeah, I would imagine Joe paid all Upliftium for your picture installs, correct?
Yeah, I paid. I used all the Upliftium that I had that I could use to get art in here. This is interesting how it just kind of pops up once you get close enough. This would be cool how it populates. But yeah,
and I think that one installation we might help our community projects as well with the first one, because they're big projects and all. But that's.
Yeah, so that actually, I believe, I could be wrong on this, but I think all of the communities in Gratitude and Genesis, I believe that they got 2 installations for free, I believe.
Okay. Yeah.
And then the reason that we did that, Gratitude and Genesis are a little bit different than a lot of other servers like Wandom or Chicken Kong, in the sense that these were kind of Genesis especially was the foundational sector that, you know, was kind of divvied out to the communities that we brought on board first. But then once that sector got deemed that it was going to be creative, There were some hardcore survivalists in there.
I died.
Wow. It's all right. There were some hardcore survivalists in there that wanted to that really wanted to be in a survival world. So what we did was we created the gratitude server, which is survival, and so we populated that with a bunch of other projects as well. Now there is a server or a sector in the works that somebody is managing that he's pretty excited about. And he's calling it right now, for lack of a better term, because the word that he wanted to use wasn't really allowed, but he's calling it the collective for now. He's testing out the name of this new actual art sector, which I'm pondering calling the collective. Yeah, that he person, that's me, by the way, just in case you hadn't figured that out. So go. Wow, you're getting, yeah, but you kill these guys, but half listen to me while you do it at the same time. So yeah, I'm thinking like to call it something like a collective, but what it's going to be actually, Joe, and Cowie too, but what it's going to be is it's going to be this really interesting sector in the Uplift world. And it's actually not going to be connected to any of the other survival worlds, because we're going to like play around with a few different color schemes and things that wouldn't be possible here in any of these other worlds. And what we're going to do actually is we're going to create like essentially a central ring of mini galleries that will have a centralized open space where people can just go in that are whitelisted to these galleries. They can go in and they can build collectively, or they can tear down things, or it's just going to be this ongoing do whatever you want to do kind of free for all if you're whitelisted to one of those galleries. And the galleries will be this ring around kind of the central area, and they'll have complete control over putting other art things up. So I think it'll be a little bit different from like these types of galleries, where like I think you'll see a lot more of the art change over time. It'll be more like a traditional, I'd hope that it would be like more like a traditional gallery sense where you'll have people coming in and putting their collections in there. But I like people like you, Joe, like I hope that maybe we can get you a gallery in there, or even like I have an idea for a gallery of my own, or potentially two of my own, for smaller projects that might want to just do like a weekly show or a monthly show or something like that. But like I just think that what Kylie was saying earlier about galleries is going to be really important, because now you can have these home bases in other worlds, or individuals can have these home bases in other worlds, but there'll still be places for you to showcase it in a proper art district. And so I'd love to be involved in that. I would absolutely love to be involved in that. So yeah, let me know. I mean, this we'll always have this, and yeah, I'd love to expand into other spaces, and that'd be fantastic. Yeah, well, we're not quite sure exactly when we're gonna roll that out, but the idea is once we roll it out, then it'll kind of be like this gratitude or the Genesis server, where we'll roll it out and we'll give the gallery spaces to some communities. But again, what's going to be nice about it is the community pots on the outside are going to be plugged into like a really different but yet competitive economy, because people are going to need resources to create that centralized graffiti zone, which I think will be really cool. So.
Yeah, I agree that when it comes to launching that, I mean, I've heard you talk a little bit about that, and I got really excited with all the ideas. And I think the kind of stuff that Joe's developing will resonate well with the art world.
Oh yeah, right. It's gonna fit great. There's gonna be a slight difference, right? Like nobody can actually come in here and tear down his terracotta blocks. you put that in the central space, somebody could potentially come down and take them out, or somebody could potentially come down and add to it, right? You could go offline, you could go to sleep. In the real world, you wake up in the morning and this little mosaic that you started on a wall could have turned into like a giant statue because somebody else took it and ran with it. And we just basically we want to spawn the collective creativity of everyone in there. And in order to do that, we're just going to change the paradigm a little bit. So like, I think it would be, there's going to be like basically, if you want something to last forever, then you build it on your own plot. And if you want to collaborate with other artists, then you go to the art sector and you see what happens, because it could be cool. Or, you could end up crying in the corner of your giant, awesome pyramid in gratitude and recreating it because somebody tore it down. We don't know.
Yeah, I like that.
Everything can happen.
I like that we're giving people choices. I think that's the big deal. Like, choices are huge. So I like it a lot.
And we're actually tweaking a couple of the dynamics in that world as well, where we're gonna allow certain things to exist in places where they might not. Just so that we can enhance the color schemes on that. So I think that's going to be really exciting for artists. And like you said, it'll allow like a different style of art. And like Howie said, I think it's going to fit in really well with what you've created here, or what you guys have created here.
Yeah, I think that'd be great. And I think what's so cool about the worlds that we're able to build here is like this view of this, the billboard, the ArtVndngMchn billboard, like nobody would ever think to view it from that angle in the real world. Like, why would I want to do that? But once you're up here, it's like, oh, I can experience this art from a different angle, and also fall into the water, and that's kind of cool. So I'm picturing having like gallery talks where we do a tour, and the artist is talking about their work, kind of the traditional things that happen on Gallery Talk. And then all of a sudden, okay, so now we're on the roof, and to get to this next piece, let's all go in and jump in the water, and now we're gonna go here, and that's cool. You just can't do that in the real world. So
that's pretty interactive.
Yeah, and I like Cowie was talking about this on our last stream as well. He was saying, like, you'd have scavenger hunts and stuff like this, right? But just think about this, like you can amplify that to have things like this. You can have these kind of like crazy tours. And if you've ever been in the Uplift World, like I hadn't 3 months ago, and it was like kind of weird the first time that I saw Corey jump off of the top of the pyramid and yell and yell like wee. But like now I'm like pretty excited to see how far I fall before I plunge into the water. I'm not gonna lie about it, right? So I like that idea, right? Like you have this tour path that people can follow you around, and they can experience the art, the Uplift World art. I hate tours, actually. Like I detest them. Because people, like when I go on real world tours, people take me there and then they're like, okay, now take a picture and then get back on the bus. But the Uplift World would provide this other experience, right? You would be able to bring people in and have these kind of artistic tours and allow them to see and do all of these really like cool things. And then they could just wander around by themselves. There's no bus that they have to get on, to go home, right? So
yeah, that's really cool.
But I think the color palettes that you have here are just like amazing. Like all of the terracotta that you've used in the incorporation of the rail, and like this is really cool. I think this is really, I'm pretty impressed, Joe. Since the last time I was in here.
Oh, thanks so much. Yeah, my son, we were hoping he could join, but he's actually helping his grandparents move here from Chicago to right now as we speak. They're packing up and moving, so he didn't have good internet where he's at. But he has all these different theories and of how he does his art as well. So it's I think the voice. What's going to be cool is places like this and experiences like this are going to give more of a vehicle for the artists to talk about their work in environments that are non-traditional, but very exciting, and it'll lead to just new possibilities. So, like seeing his work here really comes alive. His soft surreal architecture, like it's.
Yeah,
like, as soon as I saw
completely
piece,
agree.
This is
I think that there's just something right about being in a space that's 3D and that it's like at scale, kind of with the real world, and you can feel that you're inside of that gallery. Especially nowadays that everything is virtual. We're in the pandemic. We can't get out and just do all this very often. So to be able to see this there, and then like you said, you can see that piece of art from literally different perspectives. You can choose which angle you want to look at it from. It's just this is a different experience than just looking at a static image in a computer. I think
it's interesting for me because everything on this spot is the exact and polar opposite of everything that I would do. However, I never thought about this idea, but I really love the rail. I really love that terracotta walkway down the center. And no offense, because I think it's beautiful. I think you did a really good job, and I that's a different style of creativity. And I think it works with what you were saying earlier, right? There's different styles of artists, and there's different styles of creativity for people, right? Like I'm a naturalist, right? Like one of my favorite things in the world of art is when you see mediums collide, right? So like when you have a tree that's poking over a wall, like in the center of a city, and somebody goes in and they paint something on that wall in terms of like graffiti that uses the tree in the backdrop as the hair. Or you have a piece of wood in the forest that somebody goes in and they design something around, right? Like that's kind of my style, right? Like Japanese temples or Chinese temples with all of their colors, but at the same time they're kind of perfectionist order, right? It's a very different style to somebody Picasso, for example, where everything is perfectly out of order, right? And so I like this idea whereby, I can come in here and I can look at this and I can say oh, I would never have put terracotta under the rails. What's that? That's crazy in the best of ways. And how can I do it somewhere now that I've seen it? And not feel bad about stealing it from me. That's kind of where I'm at. But just the patterns and the mixing, right? I used to build houses, I used to create furniture.
Wow.
Yeah, and I don't like mixing more than one or two colors. But what you guys have created here with all of these different colors, it works, right? It's just a preferential thing. So I'm really happy that we got to see this again.
Oh, thank you for just the opportunity. And it's funny how this is how I paint and how I draw is basically how this was built. It's a mix of my paint. When you see my acrylic paintings, they look like how I build here. There's layering of colors. It's all as loaded as it can be. And so I just brought that into the Uplift, into the ArtVndngMchn. And
so I agree with Jimmy in the sense that it's beautiful because it's just different than what we've seen in this show, for example, so far. We saw a lot of other plots and actually, to be honest, all of them, each one of them that we interviewed so far, of the people we interviewed, you're just, I think, the fourth project we talk about their builds. But they're all different. They were all in their own way. They were different. Some were just big, massive Minecraft and mechanics focused communities with lots of impressive stuff in survival, and then you have all this big art space that's just so flashy and full of really interesting stuff going on. And then you have some others that are just literally we talked to the Nasty Hooks. They're two guys just mining and just grinding through the everyday stuff of the Minecraft on the time that they have. to gather resources. So everything is just different so far, and I love that about that. And I love the fact that we can be surprised about the different things that are in offer, you know, in the Uplift. That's what art's about anyway, right? It's not
Yes.
supposed to be expected, right?
Yeah, and I mean that's what we're shooting for with the Art Vending Machine is an unexpected but high quality fine art experience where you know, I mean, it's not here now yet, but imagine being down here and be like, oh wow, there's this crazy gallery down here. I never thought that they would put a gallery down here, but eventually we will, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a lot like for me, my wife and I, we used to go to gallery openings a lot more, and you know, you the way it would work with like art nights is like all the galleries would have their openings at the same time on a schedule once a month, and there'd be, you know, wine and cheese and then crackers, and you'd go for one, but then you discover all these odd random other galleries, and sometimes the work that you find there is even better than, you know, what you were looking for. So that's the vision with some of this, is to create the gallery experience of discovery. To me, the big deal of art, I mean, why most of the artists in this project do their fine art is a sense of discovery. They want to discover things creatively, and then they leave a relic of what they created as the discovery. So that's what we're going to do with this space too, to have people can discover the space and the art at the same time. So that's the plan.
That's awesome. Yeah, I really like that. Yeah, there's a question. When does the Series 2 drop for Art Vending Machine?
Thanks for asking. So that's going to be July 10th. So in just a few weeks, July 10th at 9 a.m. Pacific time. And that'll be on Wax. And all the info you can get will be, any news or updates, you can follow my Twitter, which is Joey Chips, JoeyChips, Joey Chips. Or you could also, the full project information is at ArtVndngMchn.com. But take out all the vowels in Art Vending Machine except for the first vowel. So Art Vending Machine without the vowels except for the first A. Yeah, you could find it all there.
I mean, RT Vending Machine would have worked because you would have got a lot of retweets there. But yeah, that's how late it was, and my poor attempt of making a funny joke.
Yeah.
I really like it though.
Good.
Yeah,
I appreciate that.
So yeah,
I think sometimes I'm a bit late in that because I just keep like trying to focus on what I'm gonna ask. I'm not as prepared as I'm sometimes may look like I am. Maybe I don't at all. But then Jimmy just keeps helping me in this show, just bringing some humor in and making people laugh.
Except for today, where there was absolutely zero humor.
Well, originally it was going to be called Art Slot Machine, but I mentioned before, I think on other show, I talked to a lawyer, and they're like, you know what, if you do that, you're going to get falsely accused and then investigated for running a gambling operation without a license. It's like, I'm not doing any gambling. It's just randomized art. So we changed the name, and it's, yes, you do get, it's the same as buying a pack of cards, like a Star Wars cards or, whatever the popular thing is of today. But it's fine art you get in these packages, not, stickers of Han Solo. It's cool fine art, and it's exciting.
Yeah. So yeah, Joe, I don't know if you can answer this because like I know that your son is more the builder than you. But like, yeah, I think the answer to this is that like these blocks that you see on the plot, they were actually created, right? Like they weren't mined. They don't come out of the ground. I think they're terracotta. I don't know how to do it, but there like is a way to cook them or bake them or make them or something like that. Correct?
So yeah, I'm not sure all of how everything got here. Some of it was creative. A lot of it was, my son got it some other way. And that was in the beginning when things weren't as defined here. And then like a lot of the blocks here, like he's got a method of like this long pathway that comes out from the art vending machine. He has a method of getting buckets of lava, pouring them down, and then putting them out, and then grabbing the lava again. Because our plot originally started on, it was almost all water except for maybe like 10 square bricks was not water blocks. And so we had to like create all this land from mostly lava onto these bricks. So it was, at first I was like, what am I doing? Like, we can't do nothing. But he just kept at it and kept building it out. And now I understand how to work with lava to create new bricks. But yeah, I imagine there's formulas, but some of these were in the early days of this when it was easier to get materials. And I think you can also trade with people. I've heard other people say they can trade, but yeah.
Yeah, I actually, if I recall correctly, you guys were actually one of the first ones, I think, in the server, in the gratitude sector. Because I remember, I remember being in here when there was only you and Anders, maybe from any observation, and I think maybe Hodl Eos had just come in, and so I think there were only like 3 whitelisted plots. So you guys have been in here quite a while, and I'm working hard, I think, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, the team has worked hard on this and put in a lot of hours, and it's really paid off. It's been an incredible experience. I can't wait to see what my neighbors do. I don't have any neighbors that have built anything that I see much of yet, but
yeah,
I'm actually curious because where I'm
soon
viewing,
you're probably going to have like actual other general public members as well, because we're going to do some kind of sales for the rail and for other plots, and then you're going to have people from the Telegram like coming in and building something on a plot close to you. That's going to be pretty cool.
Oh yeah, well I can't wait for that. Yeah, I'd love to see what happens with that. That's going to be cool. And eventually we want to build a roller coaster here. In fact, I planned that little arm kind of jutting out of the art vending machine that goes nowhere. Eventually, the plan is for that to be a roller coaster.
Okay.
We'll see what we could do. We still need to build all that, but that's the plan.
Yeah, Martin, I think you're misinformed. I think his last drop only lasted like 23 seconds or something like that. I was like, how long was your last drop?
Yeah, I mean, we didn't know it'd go that fast, but yeah, it sold out in 26 seconds.
Yeah, so it was like 5 minutes, but yeah, fair enough. So that was the other question I wanted to ask you as well, is like, do you have, so we're putting together the list that went out essentially for communities like yourselves to be able to divvy up their community plots, and a lot of these communities have different ideas of how to use them to build their community or support their central area. So do you yourself, Joe, have any ideas or any plans for what you're going to do with these community plots? Like, are you going to have competitions? Are you going to divvy them out to people? Are you going to, provide them with this land or this methodology or even some of these terracotta blocks to be able to, start a little a space of their own that's much more than 10 squares? Like, have you guys put any thought into this?
Yes, I think once I have clarity on the functionality and kind of the ease of how easy it is to get the art in, I think once that's a little more established, I absolutely want to open up where some of the artists in our vending machine can, like, frankly, they've already been invited to come and build, but not all, but only my son is like a native art, Minecrafter. So the rest haven't jumped on it yet, but I think eventually once they see it fully stocked with art, and then I say, okay, hey, now do you want your own gallery here? I think they'll jump on board with it. And once we start doing events here where like we'll have a gallery talk where they'll be talking about their art in the ArtVndngMchn in Minecraft, then I think it'll pull more people in.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, I agree. It's usually very often the case of showing people what can actually happen in this space. Like, look at this metaverse, look at the view you have, the builds we've done, and how the art looks inside of that gallery. And then sometimes it takes that for people to realize, oh, it's actually not just a silly game. This can actually be a place for people to go and enjoy and see art and stuff, right?
Yeah. And what's cool is when you spawn in Gratitude, if you just go like this, I'm actually looking at the spawn point in the distance. So when you show up when you like spawn into Gratitude, you're coming out somewhere here where we're looking. And if you just basically swim straight east, you'll eventually get to our plot. And what I don't know, and maybe you can answer this, Jimmy, are they gonna does somebody own this, or is this kind of no man's land because it's the spawn point?
Yeah, so the way that the Gratitude and the Genesis servers were set up was that there were no concentric blocks. So every community was surrounded by other equally sized plots that weren't divvied out to any other community. And so within your community, you would have a 250 by 250. That was your main plot. But then there was divvied out a bunch of other smaller plots or various sizes plots that you'll be able to be in control of to give back to your community. However, in that square, surrounding that square of your particular community, there will be, I guess, in a sense, there's going to be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 other like squares the same size as what you guys were gifted, that will eventually not be connected to any community. They will be connected to basically, I would imagine, private sales and things like that. So yeah, like there'll be smaller plots. There might be auctions put on by the Uplift team. They might be promotional things put on by the Uplift team. Some of them might actually be divvied out into rail, I believe. At some point, we do have plans for a rail network to be going in here at some point as well. But yeah, so everything beyond your purview, like everything beyond your control, eventually that will have the possibility of becoming something by somebody else who is not necessarily connected to any of these communities that are in here.
What I would love is if it could be such that we're actually, there's space on here where people can build, anybody can just come in our plot or near our plot, where it's like a community kind of temporary installation site where people can build their temporary installations and it's on for a certain amount of time. I would love that because we have a lot of space.
I think that's probably going to be more of this the collective art sector type of thing. But like in the rules and backdrops and regulations. However, that said, you do have whitelisting capacities. So what you could do is you could allow, like, you guys can do whatever you want with these plots, right? Like you could set up a scenario whereby it's okay, like you have all of these connected projects to you. And you could be like, okay, well, we're going to gift this plot to, this project that we're connected with for a certain period of time. And then we're going to, come in and we're going to clear it all out after a month or 2 months, and we're going to gift it to somebody else. So, those are all possibilities within your capacity. But I'm actually thinking about doing that with a gallery myself somewhere. So, like, it's not something that, like, we necessarily have to have control of. Like, part of the beauty of you guys having your plots, that's really cool, actually, and freaky at the same time. Part of the beauty of you guys actually having your plots, to divvy out to the community is you can do whatever you want, right? Like once those plots land in your wallet, the Uplift will have zero say, right? If you wanna lend them out, if you wanna sell them off, if you want to give them away, if you want to like have competitions to see who gets them, if you want to pass them, to your friends or family or partners in your community, like we're basically stepping away and saying, this is your reward in a sense for being one of these initial communities in one of these two worlds, to be able to promote and do whatever you want with these plots at your own free whim, right?
That's exciting. That's real. And was there a timeline for that? Like when that'll?
No,
it's gonna happen pretty soon, actually.
Yeah, so wow. you guys will get them pretty soon, but like there's no timeline for distribution, right?
For the other ones, not yet, but for you guys' plot, that's happening pretty soon, and then you can start with what Jimmy said about whitelisting other people's, Minecraft users to come to your plot and do stuff.
Oh, that'd be so cool. Yeah, because there's so much space to exhibit art. Like we want art all up here too, by this top level. So we can't wait to get more art in here, and it's going to be exciting.
Yeah, that's going to look super cool. And that's the thing, like if you look at this community plot, it's huge, right? This is just a little section of it, so.
Yeah.
So Martin MD said this is a 250 by 250 plot. Well, he said 25, but so Cowie, correct me if I'm wrong here, but I think all of the community plots that we distributed, builders' rights to in Genesis and Gratitude, there was a central area that was a 250 by 250 that was like deemed as the centralized point where they would build, and then the plots that were surrounding that were of various sizes, and those ones were the ones that they were going to distribute to their community. Is that right?
That's almost right. The only difference to what you said is just that the plots right immediately surrounding those, they're all 50 by 50. So okay. what the community plots get is the main 250 by 250, and then 24 a ring of 24 smaller plots 50 by 50 directly surrounding that. And then within that whole sector, like which would be theoretically marked by the rails that are still not present in Gratitude, but they will be eventually. So that whole sector will have also other plots, like it could be 100 by 100 or 50 by 50, which will eventually be sold as regular plots, like it happened in Genesis.
Right, that's a really cool. Thanks for the clarification on that. I wasn't sure about the numbers. That's a really cool little like lava waterfall you got going.
Yeah,
I quite like that.
Thanks. Yeah, that's part of the piece that it's a working title called "Safe Organic Lava." So yeah, that's the right. If you can come up with a better title, let me know. I'd be happy to.
I mean, I don't have a better title. I'm just kind of curious what non-organic lava would look like.
I threw in the word organic because there's a lot of. Here, I'll show you. There's a lot of greenery, like there's a lot of like. It looks. From afar, it looks like the green is organic, and the kind of browns and the blues they look somewhat like there's portions of it that look somewhat like nature related, and then some are not. So that's why I call it safe organic lava. So it's a mix of best of both worlds.
And in a way, this is essentially how you're mining the blocks for your plot as well, right? Because when lava meets water, it turns into, a block. And then you can potentially like take those blocks out, and then the next block of water that meets the next block of lava would create a new thing, right? So you can just have that system. Yeah. You're being attacked
lava generator. Oh, there's a creeper there. I don't know if he blew up. Yeah, he just did.
Where? Let me get him.
It's okay. He blew up and you didn't die, so at least. You're alive.
So, yeah. So, is there anything else? Because I think it's about time for us to wrap this up. But is there anything else that you wanted to relay to your community or anyone else who watches this back later, or the people who are watching it live now? Like the views in this are incredible, right? Like I really like the like how we said before, like the further point views, right? It's quite interesting. Like a lot of the other plots that we were on was kind of like the fine details, but like you said, the way that this is built, the steps that you can take, the one, like the areas that you can go, you know, these are all great. And Morton MD, you're here in the comments all the time. You bust my chops. I love it. If you're not on the up list, reach out to me in the Telegram channel, because you need to be on it. Just so that you know. But yeah, like if there's any words of creative wisdom or community enticement that you would like to leave everyone with, Joe, that would be great.
Oh, sure. Well, this series 2 has got, I mean, the artists in it have really put out some of the best work I've ever seen from them. And we have even more experienced artists in this round, like crypto art OGs in this round than the previous round. And they've contributed some incredible stuff. So my enticement is to really make sure, get ready, check it out. Follow me on Twitter, Joey Chips, and get ready for ArtVndngMchn too, because it's going to be awesome. And if anybody wants to write, I'm interested in people who want to write art analysis of these pieces, and contact me, and I'd be happy to give you an advanced look of the pieces before they're released, so that you could write an article about it. That'd be pretty exciting to get a first look at it.
Yeah. So I'll just ask you as well, real quick, because if you can just touch on the good stuff that you're doing with the proceeds of that as well, because you don't mention it because you're a humble guy, but that is a really cool thing and appeals to me a lot.
Well, thanks. So yeah, for ArtVndngMchn Series 1, 10% went to this school in Okobaba, Nigeria, and for this round, we're like, you know what, 10% is not enough. We're going to do 25%. Of what we get from the initial sale, that will go towards Mercy Worldwide's school in Nigeria called the Real Mercy School, and this is like the poor of the poor. It's a floating city. If you don't know what that is, Google it. It's a rough way to live, and it goes to the kids getting a meal, getting good daytime education, school supplies. So it's going to help out providing the teachers salary so that they can get taken care of. Many of the parents are not literate. They're super poor themselves. So yeah, if you can go to mercyworldwide.org, their site, and see the project. The Real Mercy School in their project list. And it's, yeah, I talked to Nick, who's the director of Mercy Worldwide, and it's just like, after I talked to him, because he was excited about Series 1, when I told him, hey, let's do this again, he just opened up his phone, showed me the pictures, because he was there recently. I'm just like, you know what, this isn't enough, we got to do more. And so let's up it to 25%. And the reason why, honestly, I want to do more, but also a lot of the artists in the project that are emerging, especially, they're not making their income from the art. So, they're not in, some of them need the money too, so they could use the help too. So that's why we can't just give it all back, but we want to help as many as possible in the project. That's why we're here.
Yeah. Thank you. That's really cool. I really appreciate that.
Well, thanks so much. Thanks for having me on. I really appreciate your guys' time. Everything we do, it really is. It's truly not cliche. It is uplifting, literally.
Yeah, well, for us too, I think like this is just really cool. So if you get the chance, come check it out. The coordinates will be in the link below on the YouTube video that gets posted later. And yeah, Who's gonna do what to end the show? You got something there, Kevin?
Not really. I mean, I think what I'm thinking is I should start brainstorming about something actual, because every time you ask me, I'm like, no, I didn't think of anything. But like, okay, next show I'll try to think about some really special movie